Hello, Health 151 students. I'm Assistant Professor Stepler, and I'm going to provide you a tutorial on how to get started to build your Health 151 ePortfolio this semester. If you've used an ePortfolio before for UAA, you're more than likely you built it using the eWolf system, also known as Digication. And we're going to get you logged back in there first thing to get you started. So if you've never used this system before, you're going to go to alaska.digication.com. You'll also find the link. It should be included in your instructions in your Blackboard site. So alaska.digication.com. You will log in using the same UA credentials that you use for all of your other UA systems, such as your username and password for Blackboard and your Gmail account and all of that good stuff. So once you get logged in, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you can see your menu here to the left-hand side. If you are using an iPad or a tablet, it may not populate, so you just want to hold your mouse over and that should populate for you. Please only use Chrome or Firefox as web browsers to operate the system. Blackboard is the same way. Sometimes some of our systems at UA just prefers certain browsers over others because of behind the scenes settings that are outside of our control. So again, stick with Chrome or Firefox as your web browsers. I do not recommend ever using a smartphone when you're trying to edit your ePortfolio, but you can use smartphones to view your ePortfolio. When you first log in, the system is going to default to your dashboard, also known as your home page. And if you've ever created any portfolios before in here at UAA, you can create as many as you want. You're going to see those housed first at the top of the screen. And then if we scroll below that, you're going to see any classes that you're enrolled in and any other kind of community or groups that you might be involved with that are going to utilize ePortfolios. You also have access to this briefcase icon, which is the UA-wide ePortfolio directory. That means if you wanted to take a look at portfolios that faculty have done, other students have done, alumni members have created, you could go to that directory to take a look at them. Now, everyone has the right to change their privacy settings, and so some of the portfolios might be available to view and some of them might be marked as private. But to get us started, either scroll down and select your Health 151 class or click on Courses and select your 151 course. Now, everything you see on my screen, I'm in the trainer side of things, so everything on here is going to allow me to kind of demonstrate as if I was a student enrolled in the class. So you should see everything looking pretty similar to your screen. Now, depending on your faculty member, the functionality in eWolf can be similar to Blackboard, where you might have notifications from your instructors, you might have assignments, there might be discussions, and then your list of your course ePortfolios, including your classmates and stuff in there. But most of the Health 151 instructors, they're going to use the ePortfolio tab and the assignment tab. So what I'd like everyone to do is I want you to click on the ePortfolio tab. And what you're going to do is you're going to use a template to get started. That means that I myself have built out a template for you all so that you're not having to spend nearly as much time trying to design and build as much as you are going to be working on the content of your ePortfolio. So to get started, you're going to click on Create ePortfolio from Template. So just to quickly walk us through the steps, we clicked on our class, we clicked on the ePortfolio tab, and now we're going to say Create ePortfolio. Please don't click around on this page other than to type in a title, because when you select the template that's available, you'll notice that that's highlighted in blue. But if I accidentally clicked out of that into one of these other areas, it's going to download the wrong template. So just make sure that this remains highlighted, and then you just type in your title. So your title should be your first and your last name, and then comma, whatever your major is. For training purposes, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say teachers copy Health A151. Okay, so that's my title. So again, first name, last name, comma, your major. This is your URL down here. So that is the web address that it will allow folks to look at your ePortfolio. You can also choose a thumbnail, which means that if you do not want it to default to the one that's already associated with the template, you can change that. I would not honestly worry about that right now. Let's make everything as simple as we can for today. You can always change that later. So once you get your title in there, click on Create in the bottom right-hand corner. It can take a few minutes for this to go from a template to a full ePortfolio, depending on your own internet connectivity. Basically, what you're waiting for is you're waiting for it to say done, and then you're waiting for it to go from a template to a full ePortfolio. So when you see this screen here, now it has become your portfolio. We have a few additional steps, though, to really save it as your own. The first thing I'm going to have you do is we want to put your name here. There will be a separate tutorial about building out the content, how to make edits and things, but just to make sure we have everything saved, I do want you to do this portion first. This is what's known as your header, okay? So anything you change here changes on every single page of your portfolio. This should be the only time that you have to make this change. So we're going to unlock our header. So you have to hold your mouse up here in the top right-hand corner so it's unlocked. Then hold your mouse over where it says Welcome to ePortfolio of. When you hold your mouse over this, what's known as a module box or a content box, you're going to click on that paper and pen icon, which is also your text or edit icon. And we're going to take out where it says add your name here, because that's only a placeholder. And we're going to put your name in there. Again, this is just for training purposes. So I'm putting in the fake name of teacher copy there, but you'll put your first and last name in there. Once you are done, click your mouse back out into this big open space here because you're done editing this. But we want to immediately lock that back. This is so that you do not accidentally make any further changes. So this is why we're keeping this locked. This should be the only time you unlock anything in the ePortfolio. So now that we have that done, what we want to do is we want to make sure that your portfolio settings are all set up. As I mentioned earlier, this menu here to the left is your Digication or your eWolf main menu. But this menu here to the right, this is your portfolio specific menu. So everything in here goes to helps you manage this specific ePortfolio. So what I'm actually going to have you do is I'm going to have you click on share. Don't let the button scare you. There's actually a lot of different options under this. But what I want to do, this is only happens the very first time you download that template, is we need to click on share, and then you're going to click on the blue button that says view recommended settings. Because since you've never published this before, we need to get this set up for publishing. So a few things you're going to see. It defaults to the thumbnail that we have associated with the template. You're going to see your title and your URL still there. The template defaults so that this is only accessible to you. That means that if somebody looks you up in the directory for the ePortfolios, even if your thumbnail shows, they won't be able to access your ePortfolio. And that's fine. You can leave it like that. You're welcome, and I encourage you to do so later. You can change this so that it's visible to just individuals within the UA system, so anyone that's got an @alaska.edu email, or you can make it public. Usually like seniors in college that have to do a program portfolio or a professional portfolio, they'll make theirs public so that if somebody Googles their name, the portfolio comes up. You might even do that before your senior year, but it's not necessary for this class. So you can leave everything as is, but I do want you to come down here where you see this message. It says additional sharing recommendation. Share your work with your course or your group. That is required for this class. So what you're going to do here is you're going to search for your course. So you're going to type in HLTH space A151, because that's Health A151. And then we need to find which section it is. So there's several different sections because it just depends on which course you're enrolled in, but you should be able to find the one that says 2023-01. That means spring semester. So first semester of year 2023. So that's the one you're looking for. So select that. Now what you're going to see here is that yes, it's private, but it's also shared with yourself. You are the administrator, with your faculty member for your Health 151 class, and with your classmates that are also enrolled in your Health 151. That's the only thing that I want you to do for now, other than click on save in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay. Since this is the first time we're saving our template and creating this as our own ePortfolio, it's going to ask us, you haven't published anything yet. Do you want to publish? Yes, we do. We absolutely want to publish. So in the blue, we don't want to just publish one page. We want to publish the entire portfolio. So you're going to click on the drop-down menu there, or that caret as they call them, and you're going to say publish pages. It's going to ask you which pages do you want to publish. So anything, we want to have everything selected. That means that green checkbox needs to be enabled next to all of them. So it should default that way, and then we're going to say publish. And again, it depends on your own internet connectivity, how long it takes. But now that we have gone through and we've set up our settings and we've published all of our pages and we've saved everything, now you officially have an ePortfolio to start building. Okay, your settings are all set up. I don't have to worry about any of that. So now you get to start working on the content. That's going to be for another tutorial. So this was just one to get you started, to make sure you downloaded the template correctly, added your name to the header, had your settings set up, and had it published so that it became your portfolio. Thanks, everyone. Reach out to your faculty member if you have any questions.